Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, we're doing something a little bit different, right? So I'm showing you this set that the client got about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and she's missing 2 fingers. She did have a big accident and lost those fingers completely, and I was actually prepared to remove them completely and start over, but she actually said to me, I want the same design. I just want you to do a refill. So this video is just going to show you how I do a refill on clients. So to get started, I am using my 5-in-1 carbide bit. I think it's a 2x coarse. I will link it down below. And my E-file, of course, is all the way up at 35,000 RPM. That's just where I feel most comfy removing sets. But for the most part, I'm not really debulking. The main purpose of this is to remove that top coat. So I want to just expose that natural acrylic that is sitting underneath that gel top coat. These nails have grown out just a tiny bit. Her nails don't grow out too quickly. It's about 3 to 4 weeks, I think, from when we did this set, and it still looks pretty good. Besides those 2 fingers that broke off, the set looks fairly good. So she could have worn these for a little bit longer, but she didn't want to hang out with, you know, missing 2 fingers on both of her hands. So I'm using super light pressure. I'm using my pinky. As you can see, I brace my pinky on my opposite hand as a fulcrum. So that just helps me to control the amount of pressure I'm applying to this E-file so that I'm not bogging down too hard on that nail and removing product. For the most part, I am just removing that gel coat and smoothing out the nail as close as possible. In terms of the nail, her natural nail that's exposed towards the back, I am not touching that area with this bit. It would be too intense, too much speed, too much grit, definitely just avoiding that. So I am being very careful to only put that bit, as you can see there, only touch the previous extension that we built up for her. And like I mentioned before, this is pretty rare for me. Most of my clients, when they come back, want something completely different. But this client was just kind of like, I really love this set. I got so many compliments. It went with pretty much everything. I'm not done with it yet. So I'm just kind of like, all right, I put the other stuff away that I had in mind for her and just brought out everything that I had before. So prep is going to be exactly the same, like I normally do. Spraying her down with some alcohol and using a cuticle pusher to just push back the skin. I do not scrape the nail plate. You totally can, but I like to use my diamond bits to kind of do that for me. So just pushing the skin back slowly and carefully and exposing that dead skin that's sitting up on that nail plate. To remove that dead cuticle that's on the nail plate, I'm using a diamond skiver bit. So it's good for the natural nail, but I'm actually not pressing it on the nail. I'm using it to clean up the skin that's underneath that eponychium area on the sidewells, and that just might be stuck to that natural nail. So I'm not grinding down onto the nail. That's how you cause rings of fire. And I have the bit really flat towards that area. And as you can see, I'm mainly focusing on that back portion of the nail because that's what has grown out in the weeks that she's had this set. So just making sure that that part of the natural nail that has grown out is completely free of any dead skin that grows with the nail as it does. Once done with that, I'm going in with this zebra sanding band on my mandrel bit, and I have it at the same speed that I did with my diamond bit. So on my e-file, it's about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, and I'm guesstimating because my e-file does not have an LED display or dial numbers around the dial. So once you turn it on, it's the slowest speed. I'm assuming it's about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. And as you can see, I am only filing, well, except for this finger, I'm only using that file to kind of buff the natural nail. So on this pointer finger, the entire thing, removing the shine, and then on every other nail, just using it on the back area to remove the shine, to remove any excess cuticle that I might not have gotten. It also helps to thin out any lifting, but it's very, very minimal on this set. Just using my new rose duster that I got in a new haul video, check that out, to clean away any dust and debris before replacing this tip. So I'm using my favorite, the Two Guys One Step Coffin tips for her, just replacing that using a good amount of glue. And if you have a client with crooked fingers, just making sure that you line it up with the knuckles of the finger and not the fingertip. Nothing worse than going through an entire set, working really hard, filing, beautiful application, and then the fingers looking at you sideways, right? So I always, just for myself, look at the finger knuckles and not the fingertip. The knuckles usually give me a straight guideline with my eye that I can follow, and it usually works. Now I'm just using my hand file to quickly blend that tip onto the natural nail, and then I'm actually doing things a little bit differently. I'm not using that Mia Secret dehydrator. To dehydrate, I'm using Young Nail Swipe. So just using that as a cleanser and dehydrator to remove any debris and to dry out the nail. I'm using the Young Nails, not Young Nails, my bad. This is the Not Polished Triple Bond. So I'm all over the place. I'm using Young Nail Swipe, I'm using Not Polished, but I'm just trying different priming systems at this point. This is the super easy part of doing an infill or backfill or refill or whatever you call it, is that you have to use minimal product. As you saw, it wasn't very much nail that had grown out in the time that she had this set, and I am using, I believe it was Valentino's Bad and Bougie, and as you can see, I'm just using the tiniest bead to kind of backfill that part of the nail, and boom, we're done. That's it. On the nails with the encapsulated flowers, so we did encapsulate flowers and glitter, and in this case I'm going to go in not with the colored acrylic, but with a small bead of that not polish clear acrylic, because I'm going to be placing glitter to fill in that area. I didn't feel like adding flowers to the back portion of the nail just because it would be a little bit bulky, and I didn't feel like adding glitter directly to the nail plate. If you watch my videos, you know that that's something that I'm very like, I don't know about. So I applied a very thin bead of clear acrylic to that back part of the nail. I added a few pieces of glitter that I just picked up out of the acrylic. Actually, I didn't even pick up a bead of the glitter. I just, swatched the glitter on my napkin, picked up pieces literally of the glitter, and then encapsulated with another tiny bead of clear acrylic. And as you can see, the nail looks totally fine, like it was supposed to be like that in the first place. Same thing I'm going to do on this finger where we encapsulated that half flower. So it's a giant flower, but when I did this set, I also added glitter around it. So it definitely just helped. That glitter, adding it to the back portion of that nail, helps to camouflage the new growth. And as you can see, I'm just picking up tiny beads of the glitter and strategically placing them into that wet acrylic on that natural nail. I don't enjoy the idea of adding glitter directly to the natural nail, because when clients come back or they want to remove the set, if you're filing down, it's going to be a whole process to be careful about. And I just like the idea of having a base underneath the nail to do so. But on the pinky, pointer, and the thumb, I think I just went in with the Bad and Bougie, because next time she comes in, she's removing this set anyway, so no biggie there. But again, on the two fingers with the encapsulated flowers, I added a clear coat. I'm adding pieces of glitter and then another clear coat of acrylic to clear cap them, and then this set is basically done in terms of the refill. So for my pointer, rest in peace, it was really traumatic. She hurt her finger so bad. There was no like open wound on the nail, so it was totally okay to just kind of replace that nail, but we don't like when that happens. I'm going in like I normally do, so applying a nice clear bead of acrylic down the entire length of the nail and tip. That's just my personal preference, and then I'm just going to rebuild that ombre. So I believe it was Young Nails Extra White. Nope, that's a lie. This was, oh my gosh, this was a glow-in-the-dark white from GB Beauty box, I believe. I think it glows purple. or green. You know what? Don't even listen to me. It's just a white acrylic. It's glow in the dark. I can't even tell you. I'll link it down below. So I'm applying that on the tip. I'm using Valentino's Bad and Bougie to do my Baby Boomer pink and white ombre. And I talk about these Valentino products a bit now that I've, purchased a few of them, and how I find that they're a little bit difficult to work with. I just feel like they set too quickly for my personal acrylic application. I like to move my beads around before blending, and as you can see, I'm using super tiny beads because they set so fast. I feel like I don't really have time to kind of work the bead around like I normally do. So in this case, I'll be adding multiple beads to make sure we get a nice gorgeous ombre or blend, and it's going to come out fine, but it's just not my personal preference to work with these types of acrylic. So again, adding a more wet bead, pushing the product around, and then just making sure to blend as quickly as possible because I don't want it to set too quickly on me. And if I feel like I blended a little too far down with that pink, again, going back in with the white and just back swiping so that we get that nice intense white on the tip of the nail. Also, this is going to get some glitter. So the same glitter that I used on the encapsulated flower nails is what we're using here. This is Sun Blissed by iGel Beauty. It's one of my most favorite glitters. I feel like it works in any color combination. It's just a really gorgeous, kind of dazzling, holographic, chunky glitter. I don't even know how to describe it, but it literally works with any color underneath it. And we're just adding a diagonal swirl of that glitter around. Now I'm just going to clear cap. Normally I would do all of the nails first and then clear cap after, but because it's such a quick set, a quick fill in, and it's just the one nail that needs a full encapsulation, I'm just going to clear cap it now. I'm using the not polish. Yes, not polish clear acrylic. Man, my brain is all over the place today. And I'm just going to clear cap this one nail. On the thumb, we're going to repeat what we did on the pinky, just filling in with that Valentino Bad and Bougie. I don't believe I'm clear capping that though. Once done with that, I'm going in with my carbide bit and we are just going to smooth out the nails. I'm focusing on that cuticle area because that's really where we applied any new product. I just want to make sure that it's nice and thin around the cuticle and sidewall areas and that we have a smooth application down the entire length of the nail. Sometimes you'll see me swipe my finger down the length of the nail. That's just if I can feel any ridges, lumps, bumps, or anything like that. But yeah, just really quickly filing especially the back portion of that nail. Like you see, I'm spending a little bit more time there just to make sure that it's a nice smooth transition from the old acrylic to the new one. After using my e-file, I like to go in with my hand file. So my order is a little bit different than like you might see from most other techs. I just enjoyed this process in this, order for me. I'm using an 80, that's a lie. This is 100. I can't talk at all today. I don't know what's happening. But this is a 100 grit hand file, and I'm just refining the shape. The shapes weren't too bad, but they got a little bit dull. That's normal. The client is using her hands for like life. So the tips will lose their sharpness, but that's basically what this process is for. I'm squeezing super hard on that free edge. As you can see, I've braced the bottom with my pinky and ring finger, and we're just making sure that we get a nice tight shape on these nails. Once done with that, I had the client wash her hands, but I like to spray them down with alcohol afterwards anyway, and use a manicure brush to further dehydrate, remove debris, and just clean the nail. I feel like it just gives me a nice clean dry base to then go in with my Glossy Top Coat. So it's the same exact set that we had before. I just wanted to show you this process because it does happen. You might get clients who just want to, get the same thing, just fill in and, go about their day. And it's totally doable. This set was so surprising to me because we got it done in 40 minutes, like in sitting down and out the door in 40 minutes. I was sitting there like, wait, so what do I do with the rest of my time? But yeah, so it was a super fast process, including replacing 2 of those nails. This is a great option for people who just want to practice with the basics, right? So that's pretty much it. I'm going in with my Gloss It from Not Polish. I'm going to have the client cure for a full 60 seconds, and then this set is basically done. Again, because you've seen it before, but this is just a refill / infill / backfill, whatever you call it, process. Here's what the nails ended up looking like after that refill, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like if you learned something. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.